Okay, so I just got back from Apple's first ever UK Apple event, which is really exciting to be invited to go. And even more exciting for me, it was for the new iPads. And it was nice to see like a big proper update. There's new iPad Airs and new iPad Pros, although sadly no new iPad Mini, which will be a shame for a lot. But this was really cool, and the event was an absolute blast. It was so nice to meet people who I've only met online, and to see them in real life was really, really great. And the event was awesome to really watch. Apple went all out. It looked absolutely beautiful in their Battersea Power Station HQ. And I've been there a few times before. You may remember if you've seen my previous videos where they helped rebuild my desk setup there, but I've never been in the entire space. So it was wonderful to see it there, wonderful to see it completely packed out with people, and also just cool to be there for an event. It's a really beautiful place. But the things that they announced were the new iPad Air and the new iPad Pro. The new iPad Air comes with the M2 chip, which makes it even more powerful than it was, and it starts at 128 gig of storage, which is really awesome to see. And it comes in a new size, so it's the 11 inch now and the 13 inch, which is awesome. But the bigger kind of story here was the new iPad Pros, and this is actually the thinnest device that Apple has ever made. It's thinner than an iPod Nano, which is absolutely wild. My camera actually couldn't focus on it very well because it's so thin. It's absolutely crazy to see. And a lot of you probably be thinking, oh, does that mean it's going to bend really easily? And I did hold it in my hands. I had a little bit of a kind of a small go, but it seems fine. I'm sure other YouTubers will have a big play with that and to see. But yeah, it did seem pretty solid. The cool thing with the Pro though is that it's a dual OLED display, which is absolutely bonkers. Basically they explained it as two layers of OLEDs working together to produce the best screen ever pretty much. And it was super bright and just honestly super nice. I never thought iPad screens were bad, but this one is even nicer, so that's awesome to see. And the really big deal here, and probably my favorite thing they announced, was actually the Apple Pencil Pro. This was a big update, and it's got kind of haptic feedback in it, and you can squeeze it like AirPods to get more functions out of it. It's got this really cool feature called barrel roll, so if you rotate the pencil, the tip of the pen will go with it, and it even shows a shadow of where the pen is on your kind of page, which is really interesting to see. And there's loads of really cool features with that, especially with Procreate. There's some really cool kind of ways you can liquefy stuff and just change things around. It looked really awesome, so I'm really hyped for that, and it works on the M2 iPad Air as well, which is awesome. But for now, that's what they've announced, and yeah, looks really cool. Excited to see what tomorrow brings. I just got back from day 2 and it's still relatively early, as you can tell, but I actually got a little bit more time today to film the iPads, which is good because actually yesterday I missed out on the Magic Keyboard, and that was a huge new thing. So this is the Magic Keyboard, and it's a pretty huge upgrade actually over the last one. It's still got that really nice design where the iPad floats, but you get a function row now, and one of the bigger updates is the much larger glass trackpad, which is absolutely wonderful to use. And to be honest, the typing experience on it as well was just really nice. It felt a lot more MacBook-like, which I know a lot of people are kind of after when they come to the iPad, especially when they're looking at using a keyboard. What's also different about it as well is the fact that it actually only works on the new iPad Pro, so this doesn't work on any of the previous generations. So this is kind of like a Pro keyboard for the iPad Pro. And one of the big things I keep getting questions about is the new iPad Pro with that new Magic Keyboard as slim and as light as a MacBook Air? And I didn't have them both there at the same time, but it genuinely felt like they're pretty much comparable now. I will check that as one of the first things I do when I get them both together so I can show you. But yeah, this new keyboard and this new iPad felt very slim, very much akin to the MacBook Air. Other than the keyboard, obviously these iPads are running the M4 chip as well, which is Apple's new chip. It's kind of mad to see the iPad jump the MacBook and go straight up to M4. A lot of us are expecting the M3, but the M4 looks and works fantastically well. They threw around a lot of numbers, and I'll throw up the sheet here so you can see it, but basically everything we were shown and everything we interacted with and things like that were just insane. And all of the AI stuff which they're bringing out now is fully kind of integrated with this M4 chip. It seems crazy powerful, but until obviously I get it in my hands, it's going to be really hard to tell what it's like day to day. But yeah, for everything we saw, it looks like a real powerhouse of a chip. I also got to spend a little bit more time with the new 13-inch and the 11-inch model of the iPad Airs as well, and I got to appreciate the colours a lot more. These are really nice. They're kind of pastel hues, which obviously I really like, and it comes in a blue, purple, starlight and a space grey sort of thing. What I do appreciate is Apple's kind of bringing everything in line, so the iPad Air and the iPad Pro are now just 11-inch or 13 inches, and you pick from there what sort of thing you want. And these looked fantastic as well. I also got to see the new Apple Pencil Pro boxes, which were actually really nicely designed. That's not something I'd usually get excited about, but the boxes for these were really nice. And the other thing I noticed as well, I've just been looking it up on Apple's website, is the new Apple Pencil Pro only works with the M2 Air or the iPad Pro with M4 because it's kind of got a newer design. So it's not backwards compatible. So you will have to jump onto the new iPads to get those features. And as far as I can tell as well, the only other pencil which works on these is the USB-C one. So if you've got an Apple Pencil Generation 2 and you want to jump up to these new ones, I think you're going to have to pick up a new pencil as well. So that pretty much rounds up my experience of the Apple event. It was a lot of fun. It was really cool to see some new iPads take a genuine leap forward rather than just being a bit of a spec bump. So that was really nice. And I'm going to review both of these new iPads, so make sure you subscribe and stick around because I'll be making a bunch of content around them really soon. Anyway, I'll see you all in the next one.